Luke is a very valued member and the founder member of our club, and has been long missed over the last few months whilst he's been, I don't know, doing something in Bath. I think it's supposed to be important, I don't know. Luke's not put down his number 10 speech as his achievement, not yet, but that'll be tomorrow. So he says, looking back, his big achievement was doing his Masters in London. So obviously getting the Masters is a big achievement in itself, but being in London for the first time, not knowing anybody, and he achieved all of that, so fantastic. So the task for the number 10 speech is to inspire your audience, no mean feat. Inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives, challenge the audience to achieve a higher level of beliefs or achievement, appeal to the audience's needs and emotions, use stories, anecdotes and quotes to add drama. So Luke Cahill giving a speech entitled
Sempre Avanti.
There we go. Luke, let me get you up here. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and very welcome guests. Sempre Avanti, always forward. This phrase encourages us to push on through whatever obstacles we face in our life. I used to stammer. We all have obstacles to face in our lives, but if we face them head on, we can grow. Many people have obstacles in their lives. Some last for just a few short years, others last longer. Some people have fear of heights, fear of flying, fear of speaking in public. But just imagine what you could do if you overcame these fears. Imagine if you overcame your fear of flying. Think where you could go. China, Chile, Cork. If you overcame your fear of heights, think of the views you could see. The Grand Canyon, New York from the Empire State Building, Paris from the Eiffel Tower. If you overcame these fears, we grow. The alternative, we either minimize them or we ignore them. If we minimize the fears and challenges in our lives, they fester. They can become part of us. If we ignore them, they become bigger than they really are. But just imagine what you could do if you challenge them, if you face them. For example, our next neighbour was once afraid of dogs. When she was young, she was bitten by a dog, and this left her nervous around dogs for years. She could smell a dog before a dog could smell her. I'm not sure how this fear manifested itself. It might have been sweaty palms, or beating heart, or dry throat. But she knew going for a walk, there's a dog just around the corner. But the fear didn't have the last word. She faced her fear, and now she has a dog. The two are very similar apart. For me, it was a stammer. I'm not sure when exactly I started stammering, 5 or 6, I was told. But there was always a little ray of hope. Darth Vader once stammered. That's right. James Earl Jones once stammered. Can you imagine? A man with that deep baritone, that soothing, mellifluous voice. A man who could, depending on his role, be malevolent or sweet. He stammered. Obviously, not just him. George VI once stammered as well. Many of you will have seen the King's Speech, where a nervous and shy George becomes king even though it was the very last thing he wanted. He delivers the set-piece speech at the end of the movie with precision and flaw. Their precision and flaw. And of course, Winston Churchill. A man who led Britain through the war, who once had problems getting the words out. A man so well known for his oratory and his speeches. He too once stammered. Can you imagine the frustration, the anger? Knowing exactly what you want to say, having it on the tip of your tongue, and not being able to get the words out. Knowing you want tea rather than coffee, milk rather than sugar, and not being able to say it. And yet, things can get better. When I was younger, I went to a speech therapist, and what she said all made perfect sense. Speak slower, take deep breaths. Pause. Blah, blah, blah. All this is very easy to do in a nice, safe office, but not so easy on the street. Not so easy when someone asks you for directions. Not so easy when someone asks you for time. Not so easy when you're in a restaurant and all you can do is point and smile. And yet, when I was in school, I always used to love classics, learning about ancient Greece and Rome, myths and legends, gods and goddesses. I was called on to read here in class as well. And so Odysseus went and talked to his friend Eventually, the teacher would say, I would relieve duty. But then, things got better. I was getting a bit older. And around the time I went to UCD, things got a lot better. And so Odysseus strode into battle with his friend Telemachus, and they defeated their enemy valiantly. The point is that we face the obstacles in our lives and not be frightened by them. They fester, or they're bigger than they really are. Sometimes we think it's easy to ignore them, to let them be. We can be so much more if we just challenge them. Sometimes it's easy, it's safe. But now look at me. So when I finished UCD, I was a changed man. And now I use this confidence to build on what I have. And now, speaking in Toastmasters, who would have thought? The problems we face in our lives are many. Some last for just a few short years and are overcome easily. Some take longer. But what is important, that we face the obstacles in our lives. Sempre Avanti.